Today's recipe calls for long grain brown rice because we're going to make a brown rice pilaf. This one's super simple, you just need some patience is all. So with that said, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is preheat our oven to 375 or 190 Celsius. Next, in a medium-sized saucepan, we're going to throw our pan over medium heat and add 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. We're going to heat our oil up so it's hot. Before we move on to the next step, you can use sunflower oil or avocado oil. It just depends on what you prefer to use. Once our oil is hot, we're going to add half of a small yellow onion that has been small diced. Then we're going to stir that around to ensure every little piece of onion has been coated with oil. You can cook till translucent, but we're going to go for a caramelized onion to give us more depth and flavor to our rice. Then we're going to add a pinch of salt. And then we're going to stir our onions around to prevent them from burning. You can turn down your heat if your heat is too high. This is what your onions should look like after they've been caramelized. Next, we're going to add 1 large garlic clove that has been minced. And just stir that around. And we're going to cook our garlic until it becomes really strong and fragrant in smell. After it becomes really fragrant, we're going to add 1 1/2 cup or 301 grams of brown rice. Once our rice is in the pan, we're going to stir it thoroughly to ensure all of our rice pieces have been coated with oil. This will help prevent the rice from sticking, so we don't end up with one giant clumpy mess of rice in the end. If you don't feel like your rice has been well coated, you can always add another teaspoon of cooking oil to ensure everything is well coated. Your rice should have a nice little sheen to it. That's when you know everything has been coated thoroughly. Once everything is cooked and our rice is coated, we're going to transfer our rice to an 8 by 8 inch or 20 by 20 centimeter pan. Then we're just going to use our wooden spoon to scrape all of the rice we can out. Then we'll switch over to a rubber spatula because we don't want to waste any food. Rubber spatula will ensure all of our rice grains are transferred to our pan. Oops, we lost a grain there. Don't know if you can see that or not. Next, hit the handle of your pan and freak out because you thought you spilled something. Or just go ahead and layer your rice into one even layer. And this is what it should look like. Next, in a medium saucepan over medium-high heat, we're going to add 2 1/2 cups or 578 milliliters of vegetable stock. You can also use water if that's all you have. And we're just going to bring this to a simmer before we pour it over our rice. Then throw a lid over your vegetable stock because we don't have any patience, and then go to turn your camera off and then decide not to and try to play it cool and clean off your work surface even though it's already clean. Grab the last bit of nothing. Then we're going to set our rice on top of a half sheet tray so it'll be easier to wrestle in and out of the oven. This will help prevent any spillage from happening. Then if you overshot how much liquid you needed like I did, we're going to use a ladle to measure out our vegetable stock. If you're unlike me and did it correctly from the beginning, you can take your saucepan and pour your liquid directly over your rice. At this time you can add bay leaf or thyme. I totally spaced it because I was so excited to make this recipe. And if you're not comfortable holding it like I did, you can always set your measuring cup on the work surface like this and just measure out your vegetable stock. Then once it gets low, tilt your saucepan to the side to get the liquid. It makes it much easier to ladle out of your pan. Make a bit of a mess, but that's okay as well. Then pour the last little bit of your vegetable stock over your rice and stir it up just to prevent anything from sticking and everything is well mixed together, like so. Then grab your bonus tinfoil hat, and we're going to use it today to cover our rice. You want to make sure your rice has a nice layer of heavy-duty aluminum foil on it. You want to make sure there's a tight seal. This will help prevent any steam from escaping and ensure we get an even bake on our rice. Once that's done, we're going to throw it in our oven on the middle rack for 60 minutes. After it's baked for 60 minutes, we're going to let it rest with the tinfoil still on it for 10 minutes. This will help carry over cook with the steam that's trapped inside. After the 10 minutes, we're going to take our tinfoil off and save it so we can remake our tinfoil hat. Then we're going to grab a fork and start fluffing our rice. Fluffing it will help prevent it from turning mushy. If we were to stir it, it could potentially turn it mushy, and that's not what we're going for. And at this time, you should pull out your bay leaf and thyme and season to taste with salt and pepper or any other seasonings you would like. You can also add a pat of butter to make it more rich and fatty, but we're trying to keep it healthy this go round. Alright, let's give our rice a try. It's nice and tender, it's fluffy, there's a nice flavor from the garlic and the onion, and the richness from the veggie stock. It was well worth the wait. Alright, that's it for this video. Like I said, all you need is some patience for this. This rice is healthy, it's perfect for meal prep, it's perfect for a side dish, to a main course, or to make a power bowl because it's a new year and you got new health goals, so you can knock it out with this one. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and also find me on Instagram at TaylorMakes92, and we'll see you on the next one. I gotta go figure out my meal prep for the week. Subscribe, comment down low. Down low, huh?